1. Markets swoon as investors worry over Fed independence and tariff fallout. Wall Street had a rough day. The Dow tumbled nearly 1,000 points, Treasury yields climbed, and the dollar weakened significantly against At the same time, oil prices fell and gold soared to record highs, underscoring investor anxiety. Fueling the unease, renewed pressure on the Federal Reserve to slash interest rates as trade tensions heat up. A push to interfere with the Fed's independence, including talk of firing its chair, is unsettling markets already bracing for the inflationary risks of new tariffs. With the Dow tracking its worst April since the Great Depression, economic confidence is clearly cracking. 2. Harvard sues over federal funding freeze, sparking debate on academic freedom. In a high-stakes legal showdown, Harvard is suing the federal government over the freeze of billions in funding, calling it a violation of constitutional rights and an attack on academic independence. At the center of the controversy is a federal push targeting how universities have handled protests and anti-Semitism, with Harvard arguing the campaign is politically motivated. The outcome of the case could reshape the relationship between higher education and federal oversight and send shockwaves across the nation's top research institutions. 3. Vatican faces pivotal crossroads as Church prepares for papal transition. The Catholic Church is entering a moment of transformation. With preparations underway for the funeral of Pope Francis, attention is already turning to the cardinals, who will soon gather to elect his successor. At stake is the direction of one of the world's most influential religious institutions. Whether to continue Francis's progressive vision or pivot toward a more conservative doctrine. As pressure mounts from traditionalist factions, particularly in the U.S., the next pope's decisions could define the Church's place in a fast-changing world. For defense chief under fire over signal chat scandal, but keeps Trump's support. The administration is circling the wagons around its embattled defense secretary, following allegations he mishandled sensitive military information through encrypted messaging apps. Despite concerns raised by former staff and a growing paper trail of operational leaks, the White House is standing firm, attributing the controversy to internal politics and disgruntled insiders. The incident raises fresh questions about national security protocols and leadership discipline at the top of the Pentagon. 5. DOJ pushes to break up Google, starting with Chrome. In a bold escalation of its antitrust fight, the Justice Department is urging a federal judge to consider forcing Google to divest its Chrome web browser. The move comes amid growing scrutiny of how tech giants have maintained dominance over digital markets. Critics argue that Chrome's integration with Google's other services creates unfair advantages that stifle competition. If successful, this could mark a turning point in digital regulation, one with major implications for how millions of people browse the internet. Oil prices have taken a sharp dive, putting heavy pressure on oil-dependent economies like Russia. While this could weaken Russia's financial ability to sustain its geopolitical and military ambitions, it also adds volatility to global energy markets. Lower prices might offer some relief at the gas pump for American drivers. But if the instability spills over into broader markets, investors and energy companies alike could feel the shock.